Why do I always get something stuck in my throat? I tell you what, I'm just going to down some coffee. That'll help. Alright there, you little demons. Jules here for WhatCulture.com, back again with another episode of the awesomely named and awfully hosted Choose Your Own Adventure, the weekly medieval-themed format where I, the crown Jules of WhatCulture.com, take a list chosen by you, yes, you, the person who for some ungodly reason decided that they would run to the gym to do another run and then try and run home. I was trying to see if I could increase my endurance, but all I really did was test the actual endurance of my bloody knees. Yes, you get to decide what list I dole out to you each and every week, and this week we have none other to thank than Christian Watson for their suggestion of 8 stealth video games where going loud is actually more fun. Now, I hope that you'll understand this, but I've done a bit of YouTube tinkering, and I've actually changed the title of this list to 8 stealth video games where stealth sucks. I think we're in for a wild ride, because you know what, my friends, even though the stealth genre is very, very popular, sometimes half of the entries in this genre can't even get the basics right. And that is sadly the case with these 8 games, which whether otherwise rock-solid experiences or fiery train wrecks in every fibre of their being, couldn't even nail the fundamentals of a decent stealth game. From wonky AI to atrocious level design, dated gameplay, time-wasting, checkpointing, and everything else in between, these stealth games whiff the very thing that everyone was counting them on to nail above all else. So let's take a look at them. As I'm Jules, this is WhatCulture.com, and these are 8 stealth video games where stealth sucks. And you know the drill by now. Pop your suggestions for next week's episode down in the comments section below. But with that in mind, let's get on with number 8, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Now, Five Nights at Freddy's... Oh, who am I kidding? You know what Five Nights at Freddy's is. You already know. Come on, you already know. But let's talk about Security Breach, and though it enticingly introduces free roam gameplay to the series for the first time, the emphasis on performing tedious busy work whilst attempting to avoid assailants who have the tendency to, well, unfairly teleport to your position makes it more of an exercise in self-abuse than anything else. But the real problem of Security Breach is that it's just an inconsistent experience. I mean, there's just so many bugs, the AI just goes completely haywire sometimes, and weirdly enough, the game is really obtuse in trying to explain what you actually need to do in some circumstances, leading you to just wander around going like, okay, so I'm avoiding all of the animatronics, but I don't know what to do, and then it's like, oh, cool, I'm just going to teleport to you, and you're like, sick, cool, we're having a great time, aren't we? Fantastic, please, eat me. Even accepting that this game was produced for a considerably lower budget than most, if not all of the other games on this list, it whiffs the most basic fundamentals of what a stealth game should be. Well, 2 of them actually. 1, the stealth mechanics, and 2, that it should be actually bloody fun. This just is quite boring, isn't it? Let's just be honest. Number 7, Thief 2014. Okay, so I won't lie, I was a bit disappointed with the 2014 reboot of Thief. I was very, very excited to see that it was coming out, and then when it landed on the market, I was just like, yeah, sure, I'll have some more tepid gruel. I mean, it sustains me, but there's very little flavour. It was just totally uninspired. With the Thief franchise being so heralded, it just obviously wasn't good enough. The ingenious level design of the prior games was substituted for a more casualised, streamlined experience that was clearly intended to make the Thief IP appealing to a broader swathe of players. And Thief 2014 was a much more linear experience. In the other games, you had so many more options for approaching your main objective, but here it's just kind of like, you got 2 options, and one of them is to fight everyone on the way, and the combat sucks in this game. But making this even worse was the AI, because they were pantomime levels of stupid. You'd be standing right in front of them and be like, where is he? Where is he? And the audience is just like, he's right in front of you, you idiot, you idiot! And he's just like, oh, is he in front of me? Better look the other way then. My tasty back exposed for your knife. Yeah, I was one of those kids in the crowd that did get very annoyed at the pantomimes every year. Little Jules, just there like, he's right behind you! He's right behind you! So basically, Eidos Montreal succeeded in making a Thief game for the lowest common denominator, but in turn alienated just about everyone who made the series popular in the first place. Number 6, A Plague Tale: Innocence. Okay, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this one here because of the fact that I know A Plague Tale, very, very popular. I enjoyed it myself, but let's just take a step back and look at the mechanics outside of the wonderful narrative and world that's built around them, and you'll see they ropey as fuck. Players are required to use stealth to sneak around the game's lushly rendered environments, solve puzzles, and so on. And beyond being only occasionally challenging, it's incredibly dull, so much so that you can basically sleepwalk through it. The stealth mechanics, consisting largely of waiting for guards to complete their patrols and hurling objects to steer their attention away, are so dumbed down and played out that one can't help but wish the game was a pure walking simulator instead. Like seriously, if you love this game, and I know that many of you do, just ask yourself, what did it do, stealth-wise, that was different, that was new, that was innovative, that was actually having the stealth genre move forward? Nothing. It was just everything you expect from a stealth game. And that's not good enough sometimes. At least if it was a walking simulator, it would have allowed players to focus entirely on the utterly gorgeous art direction throughout. But as it stands, A Plague Tale: Innocence offers up a beautiful world, intriguing story, and compelling characters, and then pits them against snoozy, bog-standard stealth gameplay that you'll likely be happy to see the end of long before the game wraps up. Number 5. Agony. And look, here's another game that looks great, sounds amazing, but oh, what's this? Oh, it's gameplay that feels like razor blades are being inserted into my fingertips. Cool. Now, the protagonist in this game is a lost soul attempting to escape from hell, with gameplay largely boiling down to solving puzzles and avoiding demons. But the big problem here is that evading demons is a literally agonizing exercise in trial and error, whereby a single wrong move can see you thrown back 15 or 20 minutes to the nearest sparsely populated checkpoint. I mean, there's challenge, and then there's mundane busy work where a single mistake will lose you so much time that it is actual...
Say the line, Bart!
Actual agony. Oh look, it's the name of the game. I wonder if that's the point. And this sort of mechanic is just done to pad out the game. That's just lazy. The repetition becomes so oppressive, in fact, that the otherwise gorgeously rendered environments quickly blur together into a messy sludge. For players who have any respect whatsoever for their own time, and you absolutely should, Agony is a trash tier stealth experience. Number 4. Alien Isolation. Okay, whoa, put down your pitchforks. Sigh, you too. Okay. I know this is a controversial pick, but please let me explain, because I absolutely, unashamedly love this game. I love Alien Isolation for about 99% of its runtime. But that 1% that is concerned exclusively with the stealth mechanics is so frustrating that I know it turned tons of players off the gameplay entirely, okay? Let me unravel this. Let's go. Because yes, there are absolutely tense and terrifying moments throughout this game, especially earlier on, but after a time it becomes clear that the xenomorph is basically tethered to the player's position no matter where they are. And so you'll end up spending inordinate amounts of time just sitting around and waiting for the creature to leave the area, which gives you a few scant minutes of peace in which you can only hope to be able to reach the next save point. And the infrequent placement of saves also means that you're in for a world of trial and error, which in a game that can easily last upwards of 15 hours makes for a draining and sometimes demoralizing experience in the worst way. Like, yes, I loved it when the alien was chasing me and I just made it through in the nick of time and managed to carry on with my mission. Those moments will live forever up here. But they are countered by possibly about, 5 hours of my entire run experience of just being like, cool, I was just about to complete this, you've dropped in, I'm gonna have to wait for you to fanny about for a bit so that you can go off and then I can finish doing what I was doing. I'm not even scared by this point, I'm just annoyed, I'm just now like, right, come on mate, you're wasting my time as well. In fact, players got so annoyed by this that there was actually a mod that was released that alters the xenomorph's behavior to be less frustrating. But even so, the great core idea of this game sometimes gets lost amidst the more blatantly gamey aspects of its stealth mechanics. Right, I hope that I haven't lost too much of the audience right here, but don't worry, I'll get him back now by talking about a game that we all hate, which is Lord of the Rings Golem, number 3. Oh, baby! Now, in total fairness, the Lord of the Rings Golem game just sucks all around, but it also perhaps has the most migraine-inducing stealth-centric gameplay ever released in the last 5 years. This air-quotes action-adventure game is low on both action and adventure, keen instead to force players to slog their way through a painfully rote excursion where they must largely maneuver Golem across Middle-earth without being seen. Now, that sounds great on paper, right? But the problem is... the game. It's made badly, and so none of the mechanics seem to operate together. It's basically like, yes, you have made a stealth section, but you've also given me guards that can apparently see with eagle vision, no matter where I am, or sometimes not see me at all, and I can walk right up to them, around them, do a little silly dance, and they'll be like, Did someone say something? And walk away. It is so frustrating to have this much inconsistency in the gameplay. If it was one or the other, you can kind of learn to work around it. Not that you should, but when it was both at the same time, and then you clipping through walls, and then buttons not doing the right prompts at the right time, it was too much. It was too much. Golem is surely the worst possible outcome for a stealth game, or any game really. It's both janky as hell and intensely boring. Enough that few who actually shelled out for this tosh actually probably saw it through to the end. Number 2, Hitman Absolution. Oh, can't tell you, I love these controversial picks. I definitely don't cry about the online hate I get for them. Let me explain, please. Come on. You know the drill. Now, 6 years after the brilliant Hitman Blood Money, the premier stealth franchise finally returned with Hitman Absolution, which invoked the ire of the fanbase by ditching the series' open-ended nature for more linear and confined levels. Between this and the game's thoroughly restricted disguise system, players used to having countless options for dispatching targets were severely more limited in their decision-making. And this was down to Square Enix's desire to make the game as broad as possible, to bring the biggest audience in, but unfortunately, it left us with a rather anemic Hitman experience, because every other game, you could dress up as a baker, go in there, shoot somebody through the baguette that you were holding, and it was absolutely brilliant. Or you could just be like a hot air balloon person and land the balloon on them and then jet away again. Fantastic. That's the sort of stuff that we expect from Hitman games. But in this one, it was just kind of like, you got 3 disguises, they all look kind of similar. You walk up to somebody, you go bang, 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 reload, bang, 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 and then you leave. Good. That was a good stealth game. That's brilliant. Wicked! Absolution took the well-honed formula of Blood Money and just tossed it out for some presumably cynical reasons. In its bones, this just felt less like a Hitman game than somebody just producing a glossy, superficial knockoff. The mechanical finesse just wasn't there, ensuring the prior thrill of skulking around as Agent 47 had all but evaporated. Boo. And number 1, Left Alive. Now, you may know by now that I actually freelance here at What Culture, but actually work full-time over on the Future Games show, where I have a list series every single Friday called The Deep Cut with Jules Gill, baby, where I focus on games that not many people have heard of, or you need to know more about, or just haven't thought about in a while. And Left Alive is definitely one of these deep cut games, because I'm pretty sure nobody played this game when it came out, except for me, and I really, really wish I f***ing hadn't. But still, I'm about to talk about it now. And I'm getting angry just thinking about it. Enjoy! But you know what? Don't feel too bad if you don't even remember Left Alive, the 2019 stealth action game largely sold on the involvement of Metal Gear Solid character designer Yoji Shinkawa. And it was widely panned by critics for almost everything that wasn't Shinkawa's design work. And perhaps most of all, its deeply infuriating stealth mechanics. And first and foremost, one of its biggest problems is that this is a stealth game that doesn't let you do stealth takedowns. I know. It is absolutely baffling that they made this choice, because what happens is, in this game, is that every guard that you come across and would like to kill, and trust me, there are times where you have to kill some enemies, everyone in the local area will hear you and then hone in on your position like they are a bunch of hornets and you just kick the nest. And what is the really infuriating thing about this is that you could be hiding like in a haystack or behind some boxes, they'll be walking along and they will seem, for the most part, they are the dumbest guards possible, just going like, "Ooh, are they under this scrap of paper? Ooh, better kick that rock over there, maybe they're hiding underneath it." And you think to yourself, I've bested these idiots, these absolute chumps. I'm gonna walk away a victor. And then just as they're leaving, one of them just goes, "Actually, you know what? I reckon he's behind that box over there and I'm gonna start shooting at it straight away for no reason." And you're just like, wait, what? Beyond this, the head-scratchingly high level of challenge, even on lower difficulties, and poor checkpoint placement eventually prompted Square Enix to release a patch introducing casual mode, which de-emphasized stealth in favor of more straightforward action gameplay. That's right, it was a stealth game that was patched to not be a stealth game. Need I say more? Why, yes, I should. This game is shit, and you should never play it. And there we go, my friends. Those were 8 stealth video games where stealth sucks. rocked. I hope that you enjoyed that, and let me know what you thought about it down in the comment section below. And if you want to follow us on the social medias, you can follow me over here, and you can follow Si, my lovely editor, over here as well. But before I go, my friend, what's this sneaking up through the bushes? Why, it is a moment of positivity that I'm going to leave you with, my friends. Remember that you are, above all else, a big ledge, and you deserve love, happiness, and success. We all do as human beings, and I want you to go out there and smash your life goals today, because I believe in you, and you need to believe in yourself as well. But until we speak next time, take care of yourself. As always, I've been Jules, you have been awesome. Never forget that, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.